Hi everyone, and welcome to this class. We're going to be focusing on our hips, and we're going to go 360 degrees. So we're going to go to the front of the hip flexors. We're going to go to the side of the hip, your abductors or your glute medius. We're going to go to the back of the hip, your glutes, and inside of the glutes, your external rotators. We're going to come to the inside of the hip, your adductors, and we're going to come to that lower part of the hip, going into the top of the hamstrings together with the glutes, with the hip extensors. So moving around the hips, not just finding kind of length or opening the hips, but working on strength around the hip. Okay? To begin with, we are going to start seated. So take a moment, find your space on the floor. And we're going to come into something that is called double pigeons. So there are different ways you can do this. We're going to start with the right leg down, and if it works with you, you're going to bring your left heel on top of your right knee. Now, if this doesn't work with you, you could prop yourself. So if you're at home, you bring a little bit of a pillow or a yoga block underneath your knees to support that. But if that doesn't work either, you just let your left foot drop in front of your right foot. So give yourself just a breath or two to settle into this position, either with the left foot on top of the right knee or right on the floor. And then if it works for you, you take a little bit or a deep forward fold, depending on how it feels. And just give it a couple of breaths. So you should begin to feel now that work on the outer hips. And depending on your legs and your hips, this might feel okay for you, or it might feel very, very intense. So just give it time as you breathe there. Good. Give it one more breath there. And then walk your hands back, lifting the chest. You're going to bring the feet kind of the width of your mat, just to check it out a little bit. Let the knees drop right. And then make it back to center. Let your knees drop left. Just finding a little bit of movement through both sides. Once again, over to the right. And once again, over to the left. We're going to switch sides. So come back to center. And then place your left leg first down, and if it works, you place your right foot on top of your left knee, or you let that right foot drop in front of your prop, or you prop yourself. Once again, just give it a couple of breaths here to settle, and then that forward fold, and give it a moment. Oh, it's been a while since I did this, so my hips are just screaming. Good, breathe normally in and out through the nose. We were actually doing this in class a couple of days ago, but I wasn't doing it. I was just talking about it. So good. See how it feels. Readjust a little bit if you need. Good. 2 more breaths there. And then walk your hands back, lifting the chest. Once again, placing your feet in front of you, finding that mat width, and dropping the knees right and left a few times. Go at your own pace. You're just trying to find a little bit of movement to check that out a little bit through the hips. Good. And then we're going to come on to all fours. So next time you make it back to center, cross the legs, come into hands and knees. Getting your hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. To begin with, find length through the spine. So we're not trying to tuck the tailbone. I'm not really collapsing either. I'm just trying to find that length. Press through the hands. Arms are straight, neck is long. And then from there, bring your right heel towards your bum. Now think that you want to keep this length throughout the whole time through the spine, okay? And just lift the right knee up towards the ceiling. Bring it as high as you can so you can connect to the top of the hamstring and your right glute. And then open the right knee out to the right. Bring it forward towards your right arm without rounding the spine. So feel that outer right hip And then bring it back again to where you were and let the knee touch the floor. Good. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Keep the spine as straight as possible so you just work through the hip, okay? Once again, bend the right leg, neck is long, bring the right knee up. Open it out to the right, bring it forward towards the right arm as much as you can. Spine long, bring it back again, knee back and up, and then down to the floor. Give it a breath. Last time, press away, right knee goes up, out to the right, forward to the right arm, back again, and then down. Good. Shake it out. If you need to shake your hands for a moment, do it. We're going to set up to that left side. Same thing. Hands and knees, long spine. Bend your left leg. Bring that left knee up. Open it out to the left. Long spine forward. Maybe you tap. Bring it back again and in. And then release it down. Good. 2 more times. Long spine. Up. Out to the left. Bring it forward. Back and up, and then down. Good, give it a moment. Last one, lift it up, extend as much as you can. Open it out to the side and forward, so you feel the outer glute, but also the front of the hip. And then bring it back, and down. Downward facing dog. Give it a shake, tuck your toes, walk it back. Good. Walk it as you need it. I like to walk my downward facing dog, but some people like to find stillness right away. So go for whatever feels nice for you. Give it 2 more breaths here. And then find some stillness. Press the floor away from you. Long arms, long neck. Look forward towards your hands. Inhale, bend your knees, get high on your toes. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it all the way up. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 haps on salutations. So keeping your feet on the same spot the whole time. Inhale, lift the arms up. With the exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it all the way up, arms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Then we move into a lunge where we start the same way. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway up. Keep your right foot where it is. Exhale, step your left foot back to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Lower your left knee down and lift the upper body up. Tuck your tailbone in. Press the hips forward. So use that left glute and get a little bit of stretch through that front of that left hip. Front or to the quad. And then keeping the spine in that position, bring your left hand to the right thigh and twist a little bit. Give it 1 more breath there. Bring it back to center, drop into a deeper low lunge. And then from here you will see maybe you need a block. You bring your right fingertips down to the block to the right side, or if you can touch the floor, right to the floor. Lift that left arm up to the ceiling. Look up towards the ceiling, forward or down, your choice. Just find a little bit of a side bend here. And then bring it back to center, hands to the floor, back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, look forward to the hands. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. With the exhale, fold in. And with the inhale, press it up to stand. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift up halfway. With the exhale, right foot steps back, low lunge, right knee down. Inhale, lift the upper body up, tuck your tailbone in and press the hips forward. So we're stretching those hip flexors, the front of the hip. And you don't want to go into that lower back bend. You want to tuck your tailbone in, press the hips. Good. Right hand to the left thigh. Find that twist. Sometimes as you get into that twist, you might feel a deeper stretch. So you're just experimenting with that. Good. And then make it back to center, make it into a low lunge, and block or not, left fingertips go down to the floor. You reach the right arm up, look whatever it works for you, and you find that side bend. Good. Make it back to center, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, look forward to the hands, inhale, bend the knees, exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. So Salutation A, inhale, lift the arms up. And with the exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga or down to the floor. Inhale to Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, inhale, look forward to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, make it up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more times, same thing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift up halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale to Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Take your time. So don't feel pressured or don't feel the need to follow my pace. If you need to go slower, you go slower. If you need to go faster, you go faster. You follow your breath, and then we meet in down dog. Here we go. Look forward to the hands. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it up, reach the arms. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's go for one more. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Up Dog or Cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, look forward to the hands. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. As you make it to the top of the mat, just come a little bit wider with your feet. So you're not completely feet together. You find a little bit more space, feet underneath your hips, kind of. Good. Let your arms go whatever they want to go. Bring the body weight to your right foot and lift that left foot off the floor. And as you balance on your right foot, swing that left leg in front of your right leg. And then bring it behind. Bend the right knee as you need to. Tap your left foot out to the left somewhere. And then bring it back again. Swing it forward. And then back. Bend the leg and tap. We're going to go through these a few times. So find your own pace. Look whatever you need to look to balance. And we're basically moving through the whole hip. But I'm bringing my attention to the right outer hip. So every time I balance and I bend my knee and come back to stand, there's work happening through that right outer hip to find the stability again to bring me back to stand. Good. And then let your left foot stand on the floor besides your right foot. Hands to prayer, chair pose. Sit into a chair. Give it a moment as you settle. Then bring the body weight to your right foot. We're going to flex the front of your left hip. So as you are there, Just think about lifting that left knee higher up towards your chest without straightening the right leg. Bring it a little bit higher for 3. Really try to lift it a little bit more, so you work through the front of the hip for 2. Give it 1 more breath. And then step your left foot back into a high lunge and reach the arms up to the ceiling. Now for this one, we're gonna go this way. You're gonna bend your left leg, press the hips forward, tuck your tailbone. So first you were flexing the hip when you were trying to lift that left knee up, and now you're trying to find a little bit of length through the front of your left hip. Rebend on your right knee if it works. Give it 1 more breath here. Good. Warrior 2. Drop your left heel down and open the arms out to the sides. Readjust yourself as you need to see, get into that Warrior 2 that feels good for you today. Good. Side angle pose. Bring your right elbow towards your right knee and stretch your left arm up and forward towards the front. Now we're going to go a little bit different. As you get your right elbow on top of your right knee, we're going to slide it down and in front of your right inner thigh. And then I'm going to start to press the right elbow onto the right leg, but then I'm going to press the right leg onto the right elbow. So I get onto that right inner thigh. My adductors feeling that work to press against each other for 3. Press against each other for 2. Press it a little bit more. Good. Back into Warrior 2. Open the arms out. Focus onto the right fingertips. Swing the arms down to the floor. Plank pose. Give it a moment into plank. Find that length through the right leg and that left leg. And then back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, look forward towards your hands. Inhale, bend the knees. Get high on your toes. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press it up to stand. All the way up, palms touch. Exhale, arms down by the sides. Same thing on the left side, okay? So find the body weight onto your left leg. Lift the right foot off the floor. Swing it forward and then back behind you. Bend your left leg and tap your right foot. And then once again, find your pace and play with it. See how it works for your left knee. I'm trying to bend that left leg as much as I can. I tap and then I make it all the way back up to stand. So it's my left outer hip working all the time to get me down and to bring me back up. And then make it back to stand. Hands to prayer, chair pose. Sit onto the legs. Find that chair. Long neck. Bring the body weight to your left foot. Now, without straightening that left leg, just lift the right knee up higher to your chest. Bring it as high as you can so you feel the front of your right hip. I'm kind of shaking on my voice. Staying there for 3. Lift it up. For 2. Give it 1 more breath. Good. High lunge. Step your right foot back. Land. Find the balance and then reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Same thing, bend your right leg a little bit, tuck your tailbone, press the hips forward, so now you stretch the front of your right hip. Maybe rebend on your left leg. And then keeping your left leg where it is, left knee where it is, Warrior 2. Bring your right heel down and open the arms out to the sides. Good, sit deeper if it works. Give it a moment. Good, side angle pose, left elbow to your left knee. Swing or send that right arm forward. And then same thing, instead of keeping the elbow onto that left knee, we're gonna slide it to the inner thigh. And then you start to press the elbow back and then that left leg forward. So you feel the adductors working for 3. Keep pressing against each other for 2. Give it 1 more breath as you press. Good, Warrior 2, lift up. And then swing the arms down. Plank pose, Vinyasa or downward facing dog at your own pace, to Chaturanga, to up dog or cobra, and then back to downward facing dog. Good, once you get into downward facing dog, we're just gonna change or switch the focus a little bit just to get you out from the legs and the hips and focus a little bit through the upper body in between. Since you're in downward facing dog, come down onto all fours, hands and knees. Good. Get your hands underneath the shoulders, your knees. I will bring my knees just a little bit behind my hips, just a tiny bit. Tuck your toes on the floor. Keep your shoulders on top of your wrists. And then without moving the spine too much, or without tucking or collapsing, keeping it long, just lift the knees off the floor. Now, keeping the knees in the air, just like 1 centimeter, hug your elbows in towards each other and try to get the elbows all the way down to the floor. Use the knees if you need to. So if you need to place them down, do it. And then send the hips back and up into dolphin pose. Give it a moment. Good. And then bend your legs again. Let your knees go either to the floor if you need them, or you keep them in the air. And then press your hands onto the floor and come back again into hands and toes. And then let your knees touch the floor. Give it a moment. Shake it as you need to. If you need to use the knees, use the knees. Otherwise, try to keep the knees in the air the whole time. Good. 2 more times, same thing. Tuck your toes. Long spine, long neck. Lift the knees off the floor. Send the elbows back and in. Tap them. And then back with the hips to dolphin. Good. Lower the knees again without touching the floor if possible. And then press. Come onto your hands. And then lower your knees. Good. Last one, same thing. Tuck your toes, lift the knees. Without moving the hips back too much, lower the elbows first. Once the elbows touch, send the hips back, dolphin. And then lower your knees again. Press onto your hands. And then lower your knees. Give yourself a moment, sit back onto the heels or child's pose. Just shake the arms as you need. Take a couple of breaths. And then back to downward facing dog, okay? Getting the hands down and stepping back into down dog. Good. From downward facing dog, look forward to the hands. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press it up, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms down by the sides. We're going to start the same way. It's the same focus. So first we go to the outer hip by swinging that left leg around. Place your feet on the floor. Bring the body weight to the right foot. Lift that left foot. Swing it forward. Back behind the right leg. Play maybe to go a little bit deeper. Maybe play with tapping your left foot in different places every time. Use your hands if you need to. So if you want to go lower, but you need to use your hands, let that happen. Good. Chair pose. Feet together, hands to prayer as you sit. Bring the body weight to your right foot. Flex your left hip. So lift that left knee up higher for 3. Higher for 2. Good. High lunge. Step your left foot back. Bring the arms up. Bend your left leg a little bit, tuck your tailbone, press the hips forward. Feel the stretch through the front of the hip. And then without letting your right knee wobble too much, warrior 2. Open that left heel out and down. Sit into that warrior 2, side angle pose, right elbow to your right knee, send that left arm forward. And then slide that right elbow in front of your right thigh. Press the elbow into the thigh. And then press the right leg into the elbow. So use the adductors, contracting there for 3. Press against each other. You should be taking a little bit for 2. Press against each other. Good. Back into warrior 2. And then straighten the right leg. Bring your hands to your waist. Right toes in. Left toes out. So toes are pointing out. We're going into Skandasana. So bend your left leg and sit. Any amount. Could be high. It could be down, left heel up, or left heel down if it works. We're just focusing on stretching out that right inner thigh. So it could be any shape you want with that left leg. Give it a moment. Good. One more breath here. And then you're going to lift the hips a little bit higher, placing your hands on the floor. We're going to play with a one-legged crow pose, okay? So once the hands go down to the floor, lean a little bit forward, bend the elbows as you need, hook your left
knee onto your left tricep. And see if you can lift your left foot off the floor for 3. Press for 2. Press. Let your left foot land down again. Walk the hands forward. Plank pose. And then once you find that plank, bend the elbows, lower all the way down to the floor. Good. I'm going to keep my hands underneath the shoulders somewhere, sitting up for cobra pose. Point the toes, straighten the legs. Tuck your tailbone in. And then just a tiny cobra. Lift the chest just a little bit. You don't have to use the hands so much to lift. And then keep the upper spine working so the chest stays there. Tuck your tailbone again. Bend the legs, big toes touch. And then try to lift the thighs off the floor. And it's your whole body, back body working. Stay there for 3. Lift the chest, heels in for 2. Tuck your tailbone, lift everything a little bit higher. And then relax it. Left ear on the floor, relax the arms in any position, look right. And then half frog pose. So you're gonna bend your right leg and open it out to the right. So it looks like this, but onto your right side. And just give it a couple of breaths there. Just take a moment to relax everything. Good. Make it back to center. Other side. Open that left knee out to the left. Look to the left and relax a moment here. Good. Make it back to center. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. So press it back. If you want to flow through a vinyasa in between, go for it. It's up to you. Here we go, from downward facing dog. Look forward to the hands, inhale, bend your knees, exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it. Inhale, press it up, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms down by the sides. Body weight to your left leg, same thing. Balance on your left foot, swing the right leg forward and back a few times. So take a moment, let it go forward and back. And then again, play with how low you can go. For a few rounds. Good. Chair pose. Feet together or not. Lower your hips. Palms to prayer, long spine. Focus one spot. Bring the body weight to your left foot. Lift the right knee up with you without moving that left leg for 3. Bring it a little bit higher for 2. Front of the hip, lift it up. High lunge. Step your right foot back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bend your right leg as you need to. Tuck your tailbone, press the hips. And maybe get a little bit deeper into that front leg. Good, keep your left knee there. Open out to warrior 2. Reach the arms out. Good, side angle pose. Left elbow to your left knee, send the right arm forward. And then let your left elbow slide to the left inner thigh. And here we go, press that left elbow back. And press that left knee forward for 3. Everything has to go against each other as much as you can. For 2, so you feel the work through the adductors. 1, good. Back into warrior 2. Straighten that left leg. Bring your hands to your waist, left toes in, right toes out. I'm just gonna turn around so you can see me. Bending onto the right leg, Skandasana. Again, any amount, any variation. You're just trying to focus on stretching your left inner thigh. So it's not too much about what the right leg is doing, but just finding that length through that left leg. Give it a moment. Here we go. One leg crow pose, kind of, a variation of crow pose. Just lift the hips a little bit higher, hands to the floor. Lean forward, place your right knee onto the right arm, and then lift the right heel off the floor for 3. Press away. For 2, press away. 1, Release the right foot down. Walk the hands forward towards the top of the mat. Plank pose. Bend the elbows and lower all the way down to the floor. Same thing. Lengthen the legs, point the toes, tuck your tailbone, lift the chest a little bit. Keep tucking your tailbone, bend your legs, big toes touch, and then lift the thighs off the floor. And everything tries to lift a little bit higher while pressing the front of the hips down for 3. You should be shaking a little bit here for 2. Give 1 more breath, and then release it. Good. Press back. Child's pose, down dog, just sitting for a couple of breaths. Give it a moment. And then just to get away from the hips for a moment before we move into the extensors or the back part of the hip, we're going to go back into that transition from all fours to dolphin, back onto all fours with the knees hovering. Using the knees if you need to. Here we go. Come onto all fours, hands and knees. Good. Long spine, tuck your toes on the floor. I'm going to move my knees back just a little bit. Good. Long spine, lift the knees off the floor. Bend the elbows towards each other. Let the elbows touch down without moving the hips back too much to begin with. And then from there, back into dolphin pose. Here we go. Lower the knees down. Keep them hovering if you can. And then press onto the hands. Back to all fours. Let the knees drop for a breath. 2 more times. Knees lift. Keep the hips where they are. Elbows back. Tap the floor. Press back. Dolphin. Bend the knees again without touching. Press onto the hands. Back onto all fours. Let the knees drop. Good. Last one. Lift the knees up. Elbows back. Tap the floor. Hips back. Dolphin pose. Lower the knees. Keep them off the air. In the air if you can. Press back onto your hands. And then lower your knees. Give it a check in on the arms as you need. And then downward facing dog, please. Good. From downward facing dog, inhale, bring your right leg back and up to the ceiling. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Low lunge. Lower your left knee down, lift the upper body up. Just as we started, bring your hands to your right thigh. Tuck your tailbone in. Press the hips forward. Left hand to the right thigh. Find that twist over to the right. Left glute is working again. Make it work so you can get to the front of that left hip. Good. Bring it back to center. Sink into a low lunge. Right fingertips down to the floor or on a prop. And lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Side stretch. And then bring it back to center. Hands on the floor. Half splits. Move that left knee back in space as you need. Send your hips back, flex the right foot, and fold towards your right leg. I actually wanted to do a quad stretch first, but I forgot it. Okay, we're going to half splits first. Give it a moment. If splits is your thing, then move that right foot forward. Or if splits is your thing today. Maybe it's your thing, but sometimes you feel like it, sometimes not. Good. And then back into downward facing dog. Take your time. Here we go. Left leg goes back and up to the ceiling. Exhale, step your left foot forward, low lunge. Right knee down, lift the upper body up. Tuck your tailbone, press the hips forward. Take that twist, right hand to the left thigh. Give it a moment. Here we go. Make it back to center, going to a lower lunge. Left fingertips down to the floor, finding that side stretch. Good. Make it back to center, hands to the floor, readjust to half splits. And fold towards your left leg. splits again if you want it. There we go. Give it 2 more breaths there. And then we make it back to down dog. Downward facing dog when you're ready. From downward facing dog, bring your feet together to touch side to side. Look forward to the hands. We're going to jump through, then step or jump to sit on your mat, and then we're going to go onto our backs. So just lay on your back, bend the legs, place your feet on the floor. Bridge pose, not the deepest bridge you need to do, but we're going to get more into glutes and upper hamstrings, just finding that hip extension. So press the lower back down onto the floor as you get on your back. And once you press your lower back on the floor, tuck your tailbone in, begin to lift the sacrum, lower, middle, upper back up towards the ceiling. Good, lift the hips as high as they go, but make sure you're using your hamstrings, your glutes, and also your hamstrings, but make sure you're using the glutes. So feel that contraction to open the front of the hips and to lift the body weight of your hips off the floor. And just for a moment, bring a little bit more body weight to your right foot. Arms can go in any position you need them, but don't bring them underneath you to interlace your fingers. Just either keep them out to the sides or palms down. And then press the right foot down on the floor, and just for a moment, lift that left foot up. Just a little bit, or if you want to stretch it all the way up, stretch it. But get that glute onto the right hamstring, right glute even more. Tuck your tailbone, lift for 3, for 2, and then bring your left foot back to the floor. Give it a moment, still hips in the air, tuck your tailbone, lift. Now it feels light because you have both feet working. Bring the body weight to your left foot. Same thing, lift the right foot off the floor a little bit or stretch the leg up, your choice, but keep the left glute working for 3. Make sure you're not collapsing onto the lower back. Keep that tuck of the tailbone, lift for 2. Give it 1 more breath here. And then release the right foot back to the floor and lower the hips all the way. Good. If you want to or need to stretch your legs out for a moment, go for that. And then rebend your legs. Keeping your left foot on the floor, cross your right foot on top of your left thigh. Reclined pigeon. Lift the left foot off the floor, grab onto that left leg, and then pull that left knee down towards you. So getting the stretch onto the right outer hip, right glute. Good. And then pull in and see where you are with the legs. Keep your legs where they are. Now you have to engage the front of your left hip and the front of your abdomen to keep this happening, and the front of your right hip too. And then release your hands down to the floor and keep the legs in that position. So working to get them closer to you for 3, closer to you for 2, and then with control, let your left foot go down to the floor. Stretch your right leg out for a moment. And then we switch sides. Place your right foot down. Cross your left foot on top of your right thigh. Lift the right foot off the floor. Grab your right leg and pull that right leg in towards you. And then again, see where you can go. Now you're using your arms to pull towards you, okay? So use that. Keep the head back on the floor. And now we're going to use the lower body to stay where we are. So see where your legs are. Keep them where they are. Release your hands, bring the arms down to the floor, and keep pulling both legs towards you for 3. Pull the legs in towards you for 2. So feel the lower back lifting a little bit off the floor. 1 more breath. And then let your right foot go back to the floor. Stretch your left leg. With your right foot on the floor, move the hips out to the right a few centimeters. Hug your right knee to your chest. Grab it with your left hand and drop it over to your left. Open the right arm out to the right. Give yourself a few breaths. If you want to close your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes. You're close to the end, so you can relax. Beautiful. Make it back to center. Stretch your right leg down to the floor. Place your left foot on the floor and readjust your hips over to the left. A little bit more. Left knee to your chest. Grab it. Pull it over to your right. Open the left arm out to the left. And give it a few breaths there. And then make it back to center. Savasana, stretch your legs down and your arms down by the sides. Now if you want to add something else, if you like to do headstand, shoulder stand, anything that you feel you need before you go into Savasana, now is the time. If you want to go into Savasana, then you find a position that feels really comfortable for you to be in. If you're in Savasana, you close your eyes if that makes you feel safe and comfortable, or you keep your eyes open and you really relax through the whole body. Relax your face, your mouth, your eyes. And I will leave you there. Whatever you are, if you're still doing something, then you take your Savasana when you're ready. If you're in Savasana, you take a few breaths and you stay there until your body feels ready to move again. Thank you so much for today. I'll see you next time.